I'm Hannah from HAWXX. You are watching Ramseen.
Hi, it's Natalie here with Hannah from HAWXX for Ramseen 2023 at Download's 20th anniversary. How is it going?
It's going so well. I can't believe we're here.
I'm so like enamoured by your sunglasses. I can't.
Thank you.
I just need to just focus on that for a second. They're amazing.
They're so silly. I love them. Yeah.
So, well, let's just jump straight in. So you've got a new single coming out. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it came out last week. It's called Soul Breaking Machines, and it's about the climate emergency.
Okay.
And how we live in a capitalist system, and so we don't really have a lot of time to consider climate emergencies because we have to earn money and just survive, basically, like day to day. So even if you don't agree with it, that's how we have to live. And yeah, the song kind of deals with just sort of unpicking that and kind of facing it a little bit.
Okay, so I mean, a lot of your lyrics, sort of, and a lot of your songs tend to really sort of focus on socialist issues. Would you say that you're quite a political band in that respect?
Yeah, definitely. We play sort of alt metal, but with the message is a real core part of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not all political. Like the single before this one, called "The Worst Thing," is just about a character in our lives. I'm sure everyone's got one. Where
Well, I feel like you're talking about my ex-husband.
yeah. Well, the chorus is like, "The worst thing I can wish on you is to remain just who you are," and that is just like absolutely devastating. It's just like, actually, yeah, you're so far gone. Just do you.
Yeah. I've actually used that phrase. You do you.
Yeah.
You do you. You just do you.
And it's not my responsibility. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you guys, you're very, very inclusive, and you make such a really big point of that. And one thing that I felt really, really interested in is the fact that we're in a community, in the rock and metal community, where if you look round, there are some wonderful eclectic characters, and I kind of feel like, you're talking about inclusivity in an industry that is so diverse anyway. So do you think that it's sort of like you're trying to push it through to sort of like a wider thing? I mean, are you trying to extend the message sort of outside of the rock and metal community? Or?
Yeah, I mean, even though I think we have we've come a ways in being more diverse, it's still very male dominated.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking earlier, this is my 9th download, and when I used to come, like the whole culture is changing. Like
Yeah.
I feel like a lot more welcomed, it's a lot safer.
Yeah.
But we're not there. We're not even nearly there. So at our gigs, we make a point of really wanted to make a kind of safe and brave space for people who might not feel like as represented generally in rock and metal.
Yeah.
And yeah, we like to invite women and non-binary and queer people to the front, and it just makes it such a loving place, like a loving mosh pit is great.
The mosh pit of love. Actually, that might have a different connotation. Don't use that. Don't use that.
Cut that. Yeah.
I mean, so obviously, do you guys support like the Pride events? Are you quite big on the Pride events as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's just such a big part of our message is to be inclusive, because yeah, we've not been traditionally. So in metal and rock, it's as I say, it's diverse, but we're not there. So we just want to.
I think that's a very big thing for women, though, isn't it, at gigs? I mean, I wrote an article about sexual harassment in the music industry a good few years ago, about sort of when you're stood at gigs and you feel people pushing against you, and it's sort of like, I think as a woman you want to be able to go to a rock or metal show or a festival and let your hair down and wear what you want to wear and just party with your friends without being subjected to essentially inappropriate conversations, inappropriate touching. So I like the fact that that's what you're trying to push across, that enough. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen that on the boards at Downlane today. That is the message. Enough. Speak out.
Yeah, exactly. And the more we talk about it, the more it kind of filters down, and just becomes part of the normal experience, which would be great. But at the moment, it still does happen, unfortunately, that you're not made to feel welcome, or you do experience behaviours that aren't okay, and you're just trying to enjoy yourself and listen to music that moves you. And you shouldn't have to deal with any other shit.
Absolutely, no, I agree. I mean, I've got lots of male friends that are absolutely phenomenal, and that are, like you even see it here. Some like the security guys. If anyone makes you feel weird, you let us know. But unfortunately, it always seems to be the majority of assholes, for want of a better word, that always ruin it for the minority.
That's it. And sometimes, if you've not experienced it firsthand, there's a kind of denial that happens in the scene.
Oh, it's not that.
It's like, oh no, actually, no, it's a really, like rock and metal, it is such a great community, but sometimes it's like, oh, I've not seen it, therefore it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And it does,
like
we've experienced it. Yeah, it's like, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not an active thing. So,
no, absolutely, absolutely. So after Download, what do HAWXX have planned?
We've got a fair few gigs this summer, looking forward to it. We've got an album coming out later in the year, and I can't wait for it to come out. I'm so proud of it.
So give us a snippet about the album. What's the album about?
So it's going to combat some themes like the climate emergency. There's violence against women. We cover quite a lot.
So we can expect to see some really interesting, hard-hitting videos supporting it then as well.
Yes, please.
Absolutely. I love that. Sometimes I think you need to shock people a little bit for it to really resonate.
Yeah, the visual aspect is, when it's a kind of 360 view of, okay, you've got the music, you've got the lyrics, and then if you've got the visual as well, it just kind of completes the narrative.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right, well, I'm sure there's loads of people that are wanting to talk to you today, especially with those magnificent sunglasses. I love them, absolutely love them. Right, well, thank you so very much for talking to us today. Enjoy the rest of your download, and we will catch up soon, I hope, and we look forward to the album.
Amazing.
Thank you.